In the late 1960s, a mysterious killer terrorized Northern California. He called himself Zodiac and taunted the police with cryptic letters, strange symbols, and unsolved murders. More than 50 years later, the case remains one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history. Who was the Zodiac Killer, and could his identity finally be uncovered? The Zodiac's killing spree began on December 20th, 1968, with the murder of two teenagers near Vallejo, California. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were found shot to death in their car on a remote road. Police had no suspects, and the crime seemed motiveless.
Briefly describe what apparently happened last night.
Yes, we had a double homicide that took place out on a county road about sometime after 11 o'clock last night. A double homicide involving victims were a 16-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy.
How did this incident occur, apparently?
Well, they were shot.
What were the circumstances involved?
Possibly they were ordered out of the car by the responsible, and the boy was shot right at the side of the car, and the girl apparently tried to run, and she was shot and found 28 feet further on.
There was one bullet hole that penetrated one of the windows of the car. Was this a stray bullet, or was this one of the bullets that hit the victim and went on through?
This could be a stray bullet or a warning bullet of some sort. We can't connect it with the bodies, but it's the same type of shell.
Do you have any idea what the possible motive might be for this killing?
We have no motive at this time.
Until months later when another attack occurred. On July 4th, 1969, Darlene Farron and Michael Mageau were shot in a parking lot in Blue Rock Springs. Mageau survived, providing the first detailed description of the shooter, a stocky man with short, light-colored hair. As months passed, more victims followed. On September 27th, 1969, Zodiac struck again, this time at Lake Berryessa. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were relaxing by the water when a masked man appeared. He wore a black executioner's hood, a bib-like chest piece with a white cross-circle symbol, and was armed with a gun and a foot-long knife. Zodiac tied them up before brutally stabbing them, leaving a cryptic message on their car door before disappearing into the night.
I've had 11 years patrolling this lake, and I've seen a lot of people cut up by boat accidents and this, but this is one of the worst things I ever witnessed. For no reason at all. Just a hooded man came up with a pistol drawn on him, tied him up, and then told him he had to kill him. So, but he still didn't take the money. And the kid said, "The money's in my pocket." He said, "I don't want the money. All I want to do is kill you." Yeah, when I arrived on the scene at Saturday night around 7:13, found this young girl in on the shoreline here, all stabbed in several places. And her boyfriend, male companion, came to from, he had been stabbed, and he had taken off for help. Mm-hmm. And the other patrolman came in, which is Dennis Lamb. He found him some 100 yards from here, passed out. So he brought him back to the scene of the where the girl was.
Shortly after the attack, an unknown caller took responsibility.
7:40 p.m., Officer Slate at the Napa Police Department received this call, and the subject stated, "I want to report a murder." No, a double murder. They are about 2 miles above park headquarters in Lake Berryessa, and they are driving a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. Mm-hmm. And with that, the officer asked, "Well, where are you now?" And he stated, "I did it." And with that, the officer could feel that there was nobody on the line. He said, "Are you there? Are you there?" And there was no answer.
Just weeks later, on October 11th, 1969, Zodiac killed cab driver Paul Stein in San Francisco's Presidio Heights neighborhood. Unlike his previous attacks on couples, this murder appeared random and senseless. Yet he left a terrifying clue, a bloody piece of Stein's shirt mailed with one of his infamous letters. The Zodiac didn't just commit murders, he wanted the world to know. Shortly after the Blue Rock Springs attack, he sent 3 nearly identical letters to the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald.
Well, preliminary tests of certain evidence, such as fingerprints and handwriting, have been made to where we are certain that the man that we're looking for is the same man responsible for the killing of the cab driver in San Francisco, plus the shooting deaths in Solano County in Vallejo.
Now, would you say this in spite of the conflicting descriptions?
Yes, I would, simply because it is our belief here in Napa that this man now there's a possibility of him using a makeup kit and using different disguises in his crimes.
Well, Sheriff, what type of person is this man?
Well, we have reason to believe that he's a maniac. However, he is a cunning man. He knows just exactly what moves he's going to make. He knows where he's going to be from 1 minute to the next. He knows where he's going to start and when he's going to end. He plans these things out, and he knows just exactly how this thing is going to turn out. We think it appears to us that he is killing just for the thrill of killing.
These letters contained a cipher, a cryptic message Zodiac claimed held his identity. He demanded that newspapers publish the ciphers or he would kill again.
Since the release of the latest letter yesterday, our office has received additional phone calls from persons in the Bay Area who feel that they can be helpful in the apprehension of the Zodiac suspect. My partner, Inspector Armstrong, and I, who are handling the case, have received several phone calls this morning and this afternoon on various informants who have given us some information as to names, addresses, and locations that we have checked out and are checking out at the present time. It's generally stirred up quite a bit of interest.
Days later, a school teacher and his wife cracked one of Zodiac's ciphers. It read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all." However, it revealed no name, only more mystery. One of his most infamous messages, the 340-character cipher, remained unsolved for over 5 decades. It wasn't until 2020 that a team of amateur code breakers finally deciphered it. It read, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show," which brings up a point about me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber, because it will send me to paradise all the sooner, because I now have enough slaves to work for me, where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise. So they are afraid of death. I am not afraid because I know that my new life is. Life will be an easy one in paradise death. Yet even this breakthrough offered no clear identity, only more taunts and cryptic messages from the elusive killer. Despite his careful planning, Zodiac was seen by multiple witnesses. Brian Hartnell, who survived the Lake Berryessa attack, described his terrifying encounter in vivid detail.
He said that the first thing you told a deputy out there was to give some idea of a description of the man. Do you understand now how your mind was able to work that well under those conditions? You really did an exceptional job in that.
Well, through the whole thing, like I mentioned before, at the beginning, I did think I was going to die. And so from that moment on, one has to have certain goals that you have to set. The first goal, of course, was to live. I suppose the second goal was to get untied. The next one was to get help. From getting help, getting to the hospital. You know, you have to have a successive set of goals. And if you can keep this going and you can keep your mind active, whether you die or not, you're at least psychologically attuned, whether you're in shock or not. If you can keep arguing with yourself, praying, doing anything to keep your mind off of yourself, or at least just not lapsing back and just saying, well, it's no use.
Police sketches were created based on descriptions from witnesses at the Paul Stein murder scene. A police officer even stopped a man matching the suspect's description near the crime scene, but mistakenly let him go. Could this have been the Zodiac himself, slipping through law enforcement's grasp? Over the decades, dozens of names have surfaced as potential Zodiac suspects. The most famous among them was Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender who was obsessed with codes and had a disturbing history. Police found a Zodiac watch and weapons in his home, and his friends recalled him discussing ideas eerily similar to Zodiac's crimes, yet no definitive evidence ever linked him to the murders. Investigator of the Zodiac Killer Dave Toschi once said, "As soon as that guy walked in the door, I knew it was him. He was sure he had him, but he never had a solid piece of evidence, so he had to keep investigating every other lead." More recently, a group of investigators claimed that Gary Francis Post, a deceased Air Force veteran, was Zodiac. They cited scars on his forehead, hidden anagrams in the letters, and connections between his past and the murder sites. However, law enforcement has never officially confirmed this theory. The Zodiac Killer has become one of the most infamous figures in American crime history. The 2007 film Zodiac, directed by David Fincher, reignited public interest, presenting a detailed exploration of the case and Arthur Lee Allen's potential involvement. Meanwhile, internet sleuths continue to pore over Zodiac's letters, hoping to uncover new clues. With advances in forensic science, could we finally unmask the Zodiac? DNA technology has helped solve decades-old cold cases, and some investigators believe that one day, a DNA match might reveal the truth. In 2018, the Golden State Killer was identified using genetic genealogy. Could the same technique be used to find Zodiac? Zodiac Killer's identity remains one of the most perplexing mysteries of our time. His crimes, his taunting letters, and his unsolved ciphers continue to haunt both investigators and the public. Will we ever uncover the truth, or will he remain a ghost of the past, forever taunting us from the shadows? What do you think? Could the Zodiac's identity finally be revealed? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime mysteries.